100 episodes. When I first started this podcast, I didn't know exactly what it would become. And of course, it's still becoming. But I just knew I felt called to talk about voice, creativity, and the artist's journey. And somewhere along the way, it became something more specific, something clearer, something that feels a lot more like home. This podcast became a space for singer-songwriters, for the ones who are writing songs or want to be writing songs, for the ones finding their voice or learning how to trust it, and for the ones navigating the messy, beautiful process of becoming an artist. And if you've been here for any part of that journey, this episode is for you. Welcome to Singer-Songwriter, a space to reconnect with your voice, your music, and the songs waiting to be written. I'm Lainey, singer and songwriter, voice and creativity coach. If you've ever dreamed of writing and singing your own songs, but doubt or perfectionism keeps getting in the way, then grab that notebook full of ideas. It's time to open your voice, trust your sound, and express yourself freely. Your songs are waiting. Let's bring them to life. Hey friend, to celebrate 100 episodes, I wanted to do something a little different. So instead of just talking to you, which I love to do, but I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. So I've created a short form where you can share where you are in your creative journey, what you're struggling with, what you're wanting more of, and what you'd love to hear on the podcast. And as a thank you for taking the time to share your voice with me, I am giving away 3 one-hour vocal breakthrough sessions. You will be entered to win simply by filling out the form. And if you choose to leave a review of the podcast, you will receive 5 bonus entries. So there's even greater of a chance that one of those vocal breakthrough sessions will be for you, with your name written all over it. But more than anything, this is about hearing from you. Because this podcast isn't just something that I'm building. This is something that we are building together. Go to bit.ly/singer-songwriter podcast to fill out the form, share your voice, and who knows, maybe we'll even get to meet each other in a vocal breakthrough session. So one more time, that link is bit.ly/singer-songwriter podcast. And I will also put that link in the show notes. So wow, 100 episodes. What a journey. This is so fun. I just want to start with a brief reflection of the origin of this podcast and the evolution that we've been on together. So this podcast started as Reawaken Your Voice, which was much broader. It was more exploratory. I was just playing with ideas, speaking what came through to really hone in on what the message was that I was called to share. And as with anything, the practice of sharing the message, the practice of speaking and choosing topics and going deeper into the teaching, that is what brought me clarity. That is what helped me understand what I love to talk about, what I naturally am drawn to. But even more than that, it helped me see what was resonating with you and what was speaking to you and how I could really serve you in this space. So over time, this is how clarity emerged. I realized I was always speaking to singer-songwriters. I just hadn't fully claimed it yet. So this podcast has really been a journey of becoming for me too. You know, it started as a healing journey, and it's kind of transformed into a journey of becoming, moving from just the voice to becoming an artist that uses their voice to express what's real through songs, through singing and songwriting. So there was hesitation there. And I'm sure if you listen back to old episodes, you can hear that, yes, I was speaking to singer-songwriters, but there was hesitation. I was almost afraid to put my finger on it and speak directly to not just a singer, but a singer-songwriter, someone who wanted to bring the songs inside of them out into the world through their voice, learning to write the songs, to finish the songs, to sing the songs with confidence, to write something that felt real and true. So I've learned a lot through this process of creating 100 episodes for you. I kind of went back through the most popular episodes, and rather than, listing all of them out, maybe I'll link those in the show notes so you can see. But rather than going through each one, I really want to highlight some patterns that I saw show up again and again. So this is how I'm learning what speaks to you and what you need and what you want and what you hope for in this space. So here are the themes that I noticed arising as I looked into the most popular episodes of all time. And there's a pattern here of starting and finishing. This is so quintessential creative struggle. Starting things and finishing things. Sometimes we struggle to start, sometimes we struggle to finish, sometimes it's both. But it's this idea that you want to start and you struggle to finish. There's a mix of, fear, perfectionism, overwhelm that gets in the way of the process start to finish. Another pattern I saw was this fear of being seen, fear of being heard. Maybe you resonate with the idea of the quiet artist. There's so much creativity teeming inside of you, but you're quiet, hiding, holding it all in. Sometimes along the journey, that is what shows up and holds us back. So these are all parts of the creative journey of a singer-songwriter. Another theme, perfectionism and vulnerability. Singing imperfectly, emotional honesty, wanting confidence, but the perfectionism gets in the way. And sometimes it feels so vulnerable that it's easier to shy away from it and hide. I noticed there's a lot of curiosity about the creative process of songwriting specifically. How do I actually write songs? What do I start with? And there was a lot of interest in this method of journaling to allow song lyrics to emerge, and then turning that journaling into song lyrics. And the question of where to begin, melody, lyrics. And I noticed that my approach is very intuitive. So yes, we have these amazing tools available to us in music theory, aural skills, song structure. But there's a desire for a more natural, felt approach rather than an overly technical how-to of songwriting. And I love that. So reflecting on these top episodes, I've really started forming a vision of where we're going. Now, I also want you to be part of this vision. So, listen to my take on it, but know that as I hear from you in the forum with your answers, your voice, I will weave that into this vision. And I think they're going to play together very nicely. But this is where we're going. I want to give you more storytelling, more behind the scenes of my creative process. So that might even look like, sharing some rough demos, sharing the more practical songwriting exploration, and taking a deeper dive into craft and creativity. Because I want to give you a window into the process, not just the ideas. So I may start sharing more of that with my email list as well. So if you're not on my email list, please join me over there in my newsletter. You can go to reawakenyourvoice.com/insider to receive my newsletter, where I will be sharing more intimately about my own creative process, my own songs. And this is a journey of becoming. This is an evolution. So we'll see where it goes. But I have this kind of a little inkling that I want to share more about my process, and hopefully that can help you with yours. So this is where I'd really love your input, because your voice matters, your experience matters, your desires, your pain points, your journey of becoming. I want this to not just be a podcast that you listen to, but a space for singer-songwriters who are finding their way together. I'm right there with you. And I am so honored to be on this journey with you. 100 episodes feels like a milestone, but it also feels like a beginning. I feel like I'm just getting started. I am learning more with each episode, and I want to get better at this. So if you would like to be part of shaping what comes next, you can fill out the form linked in the show notes. Once again, that link is bit.ly/, bit.ly/singer-songwriter podcast. bit.ly/singer-songwriter podcast. And you will be entered to win one of 3 vocal breakthrough sessions with me. And don't forget, if you leave a review, you will receive 5 bonus entries. Whoop! I would genuinely love to hear from you. So I guess my deepest reflection here is that this podcast has been a journey of finding my voice right alongside you. We are in this together, and that's what I want this space to be. I want this space to be a welcoming home for singer-songwriters, wherever they are on their artist's journey, whether they are still struggling to claim that title of singer-songwriter, or working on writing their first song, or trying to figure out what to do with these hundreds of songs you've already written. Whether you are performing or recording or playing for the joy of it in your home with yourself and a guitar and just letting that sound resonate through your body and feel whole, feel more like yourself. I am so honored to be on this journey with you. Thank you for being here. And don't forget, I want to hear your voice. So please share your reflections, your responses, your feedback, your ideas in the Google form that I have linked in the show notes. Once again, that link is bit.ly/singer-songwriter podcast. So check it out. Share your voice. I would love to hear from you. bit.ly/singer-songwriter podcast. And I will also put that link in the description. Until next time, keep writing, keep singing, keep going. We're in this together. Thanks for listening, friend. If this episode moved you or inspired you in some way, would you please leave a review on Apple Podcasts or share this episode with someone who's been praying for a vocal breakthrough? Until next time, keep nurturing that song in your heart. Lots of love.